Hello, my friends. Hello, my life warriors, wherever you are in the world. This is episode 12 of the Day In Day Out podcast. Your host today is me, Riley B. As always, yes, it is just me today on the podcast. Rather than let the momentum die out. So we're coming back to you with a solo episode. Yes, today's episode, basically, we all set New Year's resolutions at the beginning of the year. Well, most of us do, of sort of targets, goals we want to hit, want to achieve. And basically, I'm just like looking at my board, which I have, of all the goals and targets I've set for 2019. Seen as it is the 15th of December, while recording this, I thought, why not have a quick review, have a sort of like, yeah, catch up and basically say, like, see how well I've done. What gonna just quickly grab my board. If you take a look, this is a board. Everything on the left hand side, these are the goals I set for myself. Everything on the left hand side is what my lovely lady set for herself. One of the things I wanted to get done in 2019 was basically get a little bit more sort of knowledge in this dome of mine with regards to like reading books and like getting like increase my knowledge on that front. So basically, I set up Audible account to get this done. My target for the year, excuse me, my target for the year was to get between 10 to 12 audiobooks read. What so far this year, I am currently on 11 books, and it's been like, yeah, that was simply done. Enjoyed most of the books I read. Highlights, books I really enjoyed. David Goggins, Can't Hurt Me, that was great. Shoe Dogs by Phil Knight. That was excellent as well. Atomic Habits by, I believe, what's his name? I think it's James Clear or Simon Clear. That was excellent as well. And basically, The World's Fittest Book. That was also excellent as well. Not forgetting Living with a Seal, which that ties in. I also put down, I wanted to do, like, read 6 books, like, page to page, uh, do 6 books. Unfortunately, I did not actually succeed with this at all. I have bought a book about Ali, Muhammad Ali, but with regards to actually sitting down reading it, no, I haven't done that at all. Which is, am I disappointed? Yeah, I am disappointed. But this year, I kind of like discovered the realm of podcasts, so got a lot of that in. So I've kind of been informed with a lot of other things. But that's something I'm definitely going to have to revisit for 2020 and knuckle down and just get it done. Um, what I wanted to also do, I had down to do like a couple of photo projects, like basically do at least 2 photo projects, but sadly, I don't know. I have not been focused on it at all. I've like missed out on that. Also, I wanted to do like more YouTube videos. I wanted to do something like 10 videos per month. That has also been something which has, how can I say, gone by the wayside. Haven't been focused with it, just been um, haven't been focused with it, just not been my bag this year. I think it's just been a case of with regards to like doing content, getting out there, like doing stuff, being kind of like how can I say, maybe reining things in, maybe like not sort of getting out there as much, and not really having a clear focus plan for getting stuff like this done. That's something which I've got to change. Now, one of my other ones was to basically run between 300 and 400k per month. For the most part, for at least I would say 9 months, 9 months, possibly 10, I hit that target of hitting 300 to 400 kilometers per month. Um, all good fun. Like there's just been slight niggles here and there, and just timing has put me off of like finishing the month off with that. But there is still time to get that done. Hopefully, I will like my niggle on my leg will like pass by, and I'll be able to get some like good clean runs in for the remainder of this year and start 2020 strong with regards to those runs. Now, I've started my podcast. I'm 12 episodes in, but my original start date was going to be the end of June. Um, so, like, even though I did not sort of start it when I actually said I wanted to start it, it's like gone well. So it's like, yeah, that's great, and yeah, I'm glad I'm getting this like the podcast is up and running. It like tracking down people to who want to talk to me. I don't think that's going to be the problem. It's just about getting those timings down to meet up with people to do this, to basically start talking and basically get more episodes out there. I like to get as many reps in the gym as possible, and like getting more podcast episodes out there, I think would be one of the things which would be an outstanding thing to get done. Like I'm hoping, no, I'm not hoping. What I want to do by this time next year, when I record most probably the next one of these on the 15th of December 2020, is have at least 100 like podcast episodes down, with more like with most of those having conversations with like cool, interesting people. I don't know what the sort of criteria of cool is going to be, but interesting people, which I think can help myself grow and help others grow out there as well. So yeah, that's one of the things I'm looking forward to. Um, right now, yeah, with regards to like, yeah, let me just go into my phone with some like the audiobooks I really enjoyed, which has been outstanding. Can't Hurt Me, David Goggins, and like Living with a Seal with Jesse Isla. Basically, these books sort of tie in together. If like I read, like well, I listened to Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins, and like this is the thing that this guy. If you don't know who David Goggins is, please look him up. He is a like former Navy SEAL. Like he did. What is the name of that test? He did 3 Hell Weeks in 1 year. He went to Ranger School. He like basically, and then after doing the like while he was still in the military, he discovered ultra running. And when he discovered ultra running, I mean, like the guy went at it like a beast. Like this book, when you listen to it, like you listen to some of the trials and tribulations he went through with regards to like yeah his family. Like I got to say it now, his dad was one hell of a son of a bitch. If you haven't read the book, you'll understand when I say that. Like the guy was wicked, evil on many a degree, a level. But the whole thing is you get an idea of what helped shape, forge that mind to be the living legend that he is today. All I got to say is, yeah, if you want to get down, if you want to like have an idea of what humans can do when they really want to push themselves, yeah, read Can't Hurt Me, David Goggins. Living with a Seal, like basically this guy Jesse Isler. I'm most probably murdering the guy's name. My apologies, Jesse. But this guy Jesse, like he invited like David Goggins, he often refers to as Seal in the book, that yeah to come down, like to live with him for a month. So like this is a thing you get to you understand, like with this, it kind of goes into like a sort of hand in hand situation where you get an idea of what David Goggins, like what made him have that mindset in Can't Hurt Me, but you start to get an idea of what he does to execute that in practice. When you hit, like when you get Living with a Seal, like oh my god, like I swear to god, like I consider myself a strong dude. I consider myself a guy who like will go at it hard. But dear God Almighty, David Goggins, no lie, no word of a lie, this guy will literally, you, whatever you consider is hard, whatever you consider, yeah, you're pushing yourself to the next level. David Goggins takes it to a whole new level. Like, yeah, like, so Living with a Seal, that is a great book. And I would simply say, if you got an opportunity to like listen to it, read it, yeah, like both, like Can't Hurt Me, and basically Living with a Seal, fantastic. Um, so like this is the thing. I'm doing this in no particular order. This is like books which really like out of the 11 which really sort of got me going. Let me see. Now, Atomic Habits by James Clear. It is a good book. It gives you ideas of how to build positive and good habits, how to break bad habits, and like how to basically sort of like help you get focused on things you want to do. What you've got to also remember, like much of the time with all the things we do, it comes down to the habits we build. One of the things which you always find easy to fall into is bad habits, because bad habits like really take any work or effort. They really take you to like put like get any sweat on your brow to make things happen. But with good habits, that's where the hard work begins. And like this book, Atomic Habits by James Clear, yeah, it is a good book to take on board. And if you've got time for it, yeah, go with that. Um, Now, with this, like another book which I did find like fascinating. It's Bad Blood. It covers the Theranos, like the Theranos story. Basically, what was her name? Oh God, where you just had and lies in a whoops, like basically Elizabeth Holmes and like her like the antics of that company, where it went wrong, what happened, and like the sort of dark twists and turns that went. And like yeah, I've got to say, very good, a very good book, and I would recommend it to anyone. And now, Shoe Dogs by Phil Knight. Now, this book, I've got to say, this is the one for me which I really enjoyed. It has been an exceptional book. The reason why I say that, you get like Phil Knight, if you don't know, is like the founder of Nike. Basically, with this, it goes through the sort of journey and the people he met to turn like yeah, like his like humble company at the beginning, which was called Blue Ribbon, to what it to the behemoth it is today. Basically, Nike, with some of the things, with some of the trials, tribulations, and everything like this, you like go, wow. You simply look at how things like it gives you a more of a clear idea of what is needed for a company. And when you kind of look at Nike's journey before it even went public, you're talking it was over a good 14 years of slow growth, fighting time in, time out. And basically, for me, one of the main takeaways from this, well, two of the main takeaways from this, like you got to be goddamn patient, and yeah, cash flow is king. Without cash flow, your business dies. And like it kind of like makes me look at today's sort of unicorn companies, which like you kind of like go, what the hell? Well, Theranos, WeWorks, and how they kind of push forward, like trying to get like their companies privatized as quickly as possible and in as short as time as possible. It's like yeah, beware of unicorns, my friend. They do not exist. Mm. So yeah, Shoe Dogs was a great book. Which damn, if you want to start a business, I strongly recommend you listen to it. You go with it, and like yeah, it's like fantastic. Now, with regards to like those books I mentioned have been, I've got to say they're like great fun, nice and easy, and like yeah, I would recommend them like day in day out, not a problem at all. Um, Other books I did go through, which now here we go. Like one of the books, like Jordan Peterson. I like the guy. I've listened to many of his like things on like YouTube. I've like seen him on Joe Rogan's podcast, and like yeah, the guy has a lot to say. And you know what? Most of the stuff he says, I don't agree with everything he says, but most of the stuff he says makes good sense. It's just good common sense, and like yeah, I would say if you just want to just argue with him on that side of things, yeah. But his book, 12 Simple Rules, it's not that I dislike the book. It's like for me, that book it is a heavy read. You've got I've listened to it once, and I'm going to revisit it again because like yeah, the use of language is very rich, complex, and like yeah, it can have a feeling of like I mean um, sometimes to go through a simple to go through a simple sentence, he goes around the houses not once but twice, three times, and then some. But nevertheless, it is like it's a good book, but it's not what I call a light book. Um, so, like, I would say, yeah, by all means, if you're down with it, if you like Jordan Peterson, yeah, by all means, yeah, do like go with it. I wouldn't hold you back from that. Um, Book I did not. What was the book I did not like? Hmm. You know what? Uh, Jocko's book, Extreme Ownership. I don't know what it is. Like Jocko, listen to his podcast, but I think it was like the way the book was read. That it was a good book, but it's a book which I listened to it once and I'm pretty much done. I don't need to listen to it again. It's just like yeah. Like I would say, if you like, rather than get the book, like listen to the man's podcast. Like the guy, if you want to, like, if you need some get up and go in your life, this man, Jocko, oh God, Winkix, uh, dear God, I'm awful with names, awful. Don't know why I'm like even bothering. But Jocko, like if you listen to his podcast, if you basically go to his Instagram and you need that bit of get up and go, a little bit more motivation, this guy is it. He is the like I would say yes. You would like work harder, you get up, you go on to go to the gym. Yeah, he's a bit like a Rocky montage when you like see him. Like see him on the podcast, listen to him, and yeah, if you're not getting at it, he doesn't like tolerate any excuses. Um, Now, so yeah, go with that. With regards to now a book which I did not like. It's not a case of I I hated the book. It was just a case of finding Ultra by Rich Roll. Now, now this is a guy who's also gone through hardships in life, but I mean the book for me was kind of depressing. Like this is the thing, like battles through like and overcoming obstacles in your life is one thing, but when it like I was just getting this and like the way it was, I just was like, no, can't be doing that. And like the book for me was just too damn heavy. But nevertheless, like with regards to audiobooks I've listened to, for the most part, I have been happy with them. I've like looked forward to them, and yeah, I've listened to like many of them multiple times. Like one of the books I did enjoy and kind of listen to it, like I've listened to it too many times, is Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk. So like yeah, if you're down with like the sort of world of marketing and you want to sort of get an idea of what sort of tracks you should go along with regards to like marketing a business using social media, Gary Vaynerchuk is a guy I would definitely say you need to listen to. Like I would say like with regards to his book, you don't need to buy his book, just watch his YouTube videos or like yeah, listen to his podcast. He gives all of his information away for free. The reason why I purchased the book was like yeah, is because one, because it was on Audible, and like I think Audible is like 7.99 a month. I don't have any affiliate links or anything like that for these books, so it's not about that. But with Audible, like yeah, a you get a credit each month. You get a credit each month where you can basically use that for any book, be it £2.99, be it £59. Like it is like great on that side of things. And like yeah, I've like decided to throw one of my credits his way to show a little bit of support for all the for all the content he's given away over the years for free. And basically yeah, so it was kind of like yeah, no problem. But the book is very insightful. If you do want to get it, I do say yeah, I recommend doing it. Um, Next year for 2020, I'm most already going to like I'm most already going to go through the same level of sort of audiobooks, but I think more of the focus is going to be on sort of businesses, companies, how they developed, and individuals, and how they sort of like went through their sort of struggle. Well, how they went through their struggle and how they eventually triumphed either in business or like some type of epic adventure to get that across. Um, like basically read it like book reading. I've got to get on that because yeah, listen to an audiobook if you're in the gym, like going places. Like I often walk quite a lot in the day, so audiobooks are great for me to consume. But when it comes to sort of sitting down, sometimes chilling in a quiet room, I'm not too often that kind of guy. And I would say, yeah, if I can sit down and have the time to read a book, I think now is the time rather than never. Book reading, I think I'm going to definitely put that at the top of my list for next year. Not too sure how many books I'm going to put down for. Last year it was six. I didn't do one. I think it might just even be a case of, yeah, just read one book. Read one book and see where that goes. Now, with regards to like my YouTube channel, like YouTube for me is one of these things where I like the idea of YouTube. I like the whole premise of YouTube, but I don't know if I'm truly sort of in love with like YouTube to do on a regular basis. Like while I'll still use, I think it's a case of I'm not going to like walk away from YouTube or like end it there and go, no, YouTube's not for me. I think YouTube, where like putting up, give me an extra avenue to put up the podcast with regards to like more exposure. I think I'll definitely use YouTube for that. I don't know if I'm going to do sort of like anything like a vlog or whatnot, or just sort of document like other things. I might actually do some document the sort of behind the like scenes with regards to this podcast on YouTube, just to sort of give other people insight, maybe encourage other people to like go ahead and like you know what I mean, launch their thing, launch their podcast, and take it from there. Which I think would be, yeah. I would simply say this: if you're thinking about doing something like a YouTube channel or like doing something like a podcast or a blog, like, you know what, go ahead, do it, I say. It might not get like tens of thousands or millions of views or like connections or whatnot, but you got to remember you're doing it for yourself first of all, first and foremost. So yeah, go ahead, get out there, do it, see what you can do. You never know where it might take you. um, Oh, yeah. So with regards to that, I'm going to say, yeah, as many YouTube is not going to be, I think, my sort of main cornerstone and focus for some things I want to do or achieve, but it's definitely going to be something I will just use every now and then on the slide. But we shall see what happens. Excuse me. By the way, this is cherry Coke in a pint glass. So, uh, for anyone who's watching the video, so please do not take this video down. Uh, but yes, with regards to running next year, like I do like my running, I do like doing that a lot. Um, but like the whole thing is, um, I think I need to like run with adding a purpose to it. I'm thinking of doing a number of things with regards to that. Like maybe like something where I do a number of say 10Ks, half marathons or marathons official, and basically get sort of sponsorship for that. Like more on sort of, and I basically get sponsored on that to do things for mental health, because all I got to say is there are a lot of people out there who are suffering with many an issue, but they don't actually say or do anything, and they can't find or seek the help they want out there. So with that, I think I'm definitely need to come up with something. Um, plans are formulating and percolating in my mind, and yeah, I'll definitely keep you guys apprised of what my actions will be with regards to that. But if I like when I do start that, I'm not too sure when, but I think it'll be like definitely before. Yeah, no. Let me come back to you on that. So when I can like start formalizing and putting a plan into place fully, yeah, we'd see what happens and we'd see what we can do about taking that forward. Now, now, here we go. Now, okay, one of the things I would like to do with regards to like, okay, like with regards to the podcast, say. Now, the podcast, I would like, as I said earlier, I would like to be on 100 episodes by this time next year. And with that, most of those episodes being like talking to people out there who, like basically, as I say, like the great and the good, whoever that might be, the cool and the wonderful, whoever that might be. And like with that, I know when you say the great and the good, the cool and the wonderful, that can be highly subjective. But like yeah, people of interest out there. I don't care if they're a multi-millionaire. I don't care if they're a road sweeper. But like yes, I want to get out there talking to many a person and just basically seeing what I can do. Seeing what I can learn and basically seeing how they can help other people uh, educate themselves and others out there on sort of a different like sort of perspective of life itself. So with that, there is like at this moment in time, I'm sitting in front of my computer, looking at my monitor, like yeah, looking into a webcam, talking away. There are certain things as like with, excuse me, there are certain things with regards to like I not making an excuse or anything like this, but like I'm currently sitting in my bedroom, like well, spare room slash studio, like talking away right now. But yes, I want to be able to be mobile with this podcast as well. So I'm most probably going to be looking at investing in like some like other podcast equipment, something I can like take on the road, something which can be portable. Yeah, if anyone has any sort of decent ideas about that or has any experience, hey, please let me know so I can like sort of like pursue the best course of action with regards to that. Yeah, but yes, with this, um, like with regards to the health of the podcast, like I'm 11 episodes in. Just going on my computer to the analytics. Come on, yeah, viewing analytics from currently my podcast is on the grand total of 134 downloads. 134 downloads. This is something which I did not expect. I'm incredibly happy with that. And like basically with regards to the podcast, I can only see the only way is up with regards to that. Like all I've got to simply say is 134 unique downloads. God damn. Like you know what I mean? It it's like it's incredible. Like you know, like I am with regards to sort of reach and pull amongst the world. I am not known by many, but there are people who are out there listening, which means the world to me. And yeah, I'd just like to say thank you to each one of you guys who have downloaded the podcast, who have taken time out to listen. It has been absolutely awesome. I do appreciate it greatly. I hope to basically bring more rich content your way. I hope to bring a higher standard each and every time I do one of these podcasts. Yeah. Uh, yeah, hopefully we can grow together. With regards to what is going to happen next, there is going to most probably be lots of podcasts where you're most probably going to hear my voice, my silky smooth voice. There was a legend many years ago. But nevertheless, I'm sure as time goes by, I aim to bring up the quality. I aim to like get more people on the podcast. I aim to basically be better every time. And yeah, we'll see how it goes from there. Um, Now, with regards to yes, I do have a website out there in the ether which has been somewhat neglected, but I'm going to have to change things with regards to that. So it's about just with the website I've got. It's not the best at present, and it's as I say, it's been neglected. But right now, it's going to be a case of changing things around and basically sort of not sort of like having a bit of a soft relaunch before the end of the first quarter of 2020. So yes, hopefully that will push forward with great and bold things. Yeah, so it is just a case of getting organized, getting things down, and yeah, pushing forward. Um, right now, it's going to be the people to get on. Like there are people I want to like I see on LinkedIn posting all the time, which I've like looked at, and there are people on YouTube I've been looking at who I definitely want to get on the podcast sooner rather than later. So yeah, fingers crossed. Number of conversations need to be had, and then basically when those conversations go down, get them on this podcast, and yeah, basically, yeah, big time. See what happens from there. Now, not sure what else. Hmm. But yes, uh, with regards to well, with regards to what I want to do next with 2020, it's going to be something I'm going to really have to sit down and think about over the next few days. But yes, um, I think with last year, I set far too many things with regards to sort of resolutions and goals I wanted to achieve. So basically, I've been like far too spread out. So like for example, the photography project, which I never actually got to doing anything about that, which is like disappointing to say the least. But it's a case of I didn't even have any sort of bandwidth to get that done. So it's just like that isn't cool. That wasn't great. So with regards to that, I think photography will have to be kicked into touch for a little bit of time. But one of the things I definitely want to achieve um, before like before the end of February is to get my level 2 on personal training and get my level 3 on personal training to see how well want to get qualified with that, and yeah, see about helping people with their own personal fitness, their own personal goals and such. So it's going to be very tough. It's going to be a very tough end of the year. It's going to be a very tough January and February, just to like stay focused, stay poised, and pushing forward. So yeah, there is a lot to do, and yeah, things to get focused on. Um, so yes, so got to say, I have really appreciated 2019. Opportunities, the like, the opportunity, the opportunity, the opportunities is provided for me, and like my lovely lady, the direction things are going, even though there's been like setbacks here and there, it's been moving in a quite a positive direction and upwards. 2020, I look forward to this immensely. And yes, plans need to be put into place. Well, I need to formulate a couple of plans, get myself focused with that, and yeah, make it happen. Yeah, so I'd just like to say thank you for you, my friends, my life warriors who are out there, who have been visiting my Instagram page. Thank you for my friends and life warriors who like have been on my Facebook page. Thank you, my friends and life warriors who have been on the podcast as well. I've got to simply say this: it has been like a pleasure. It has been a privilege to like share time with you and some of your comments out there. All I got to say is, yeah, gonna make 2020 monumental, gonna make 2021 epic, and yeah, and go beyond that. But thank you very much for your time today. Thank you very much for just being there, listening, and yeah, by all means, if there is things like if there's things, advice, or anything like that you have for myself or you need, feel free to contact me, and I'll feel like either through via the podcast or via my Instagram, and I'll be happy to help. Anyway, have a great day, my friends. Have a great day, my life warriors, and yeah, keep on being awesome. See you later. Bye bye.